the study of economics. An incredible concept, and I've learned about it for the past year. Now, it's an incredibly important class. But, which makes me think, what would my life be like if I had never taken economics as a course? That is my goal. I will learn what the average everyday person knows about economics and its concepts. As a regular person, let's see what people know. Hey economic heads! Today, we're going to learn about 5 topics: supply and demand, externalities, oligopolies, marginal analysis, and foreign exchange. 5 beautiful topics that you will learn in this video. On the street. It looks like we're going to interview this guy right here. He looks like he's alone, and he looks like he's an easy target. Okay, here we go. Hello, sir. What are you talking about, the, supply and demand? So, there is there's a peach. Say the peach, and the price rises of the peach. What happens then?
I think I drink more milk in the morning because
Thanks. Right. Looks like we have another easy target right here. He's alone by himself. And, okay. Now, what would you say? What would you say is an easy topic for for economics? What would you say is what would you say is an easy topic for economics?
I don't know.
Okay, that shows what people know about economics. Oh my god. Here, we need to ask a question. Okay, what would you say? What would you say is a what does it mean for a currency to appreciate?
To appreciate?
To appreciate, yes. To
I
appreciate.
mean, you should appreciate your currency because it's in Fort Knox, and that's the most highly guarded place in the entire world. And you can't break into Fort Knox. You can't.
Thank you. Thanks. And now, we're going to shimmy on over to supply and demand.
In this clip, this young man right here wants a certain good. Let's call it a grebe. The amount of utility that this man gains from the consumption of grebes outweighs the costs and opportunity costs that he associates with the product. In order to buy the product, he needs to go to a distributor, a merchant, or dealer. The dealer follows the rules of supply. He sells the product because it provides him with benefit. As a consumer, the man buying the good must follow the law of demand. If the price of this product were to rise, he may not want to buy it, and therefore the quantity demanded would go down. It is the opposite for the distributor. He follows the law of supply. The law of supply states that if the price were to fall, then producers may stop making the product, making the quantity supplied fall. Also, there are many things that can make demand and/or supply shift as a whole. If prices of substitutes of the good, grebes, rise or fall, demand may also increase or decrease. And if the costs of inputs of the good increases or decreases, The supply will rise or fall with the price of inputs.
And now, I'm feeling like a little bit externalities.
Externalities are consequences of an economic activity that affects third parties unrelated to a product. Externalities can be both positive as well as negative. An example of a negative externality would be pollution generated by a shoe factory that lowers the quality of the nearby air. This might cause lung diseases and damage crops, but the company is not required to compensate those its pollution impacts. On the flip side, positive externalities are also possible. When people receive vaccinations, they benefit from being less likely to get a disease, while those around them also have decreased chances of receiving a disease from the one who received the vaccination. The government may attempt to limit negative externalities through taxation, or to endorse positive externalities through subsidies. For instance, the government may charge a company a tax for the pollution it generates. However, these are often ineffective, as it is generally more efficient for the company to pay the tax rather than limit negative externalities it produces.
And now, it's time for some marginal analysis.
Marginal analysis is the examination of the additional benefits of an activity compared to the additional costs of the activity. Companies use marginal analysis as a decision-making tool to help them maximize their profits. Individuals unconsciously use marginal analysis to make a host of everyday decisions. Here's an example. Dr. Bolin wants to wash his hands. Using marginal analysis, he should continue to wash his hands until the marginal benefit of cleaning his hands is equal to the marginal cost imposed on him, most likely the consumption of his time. Unfortunately, Dr. Bolin never learned the concept of marginal analysis.
And now, we're gonna waltz over to foreign exchange markets.
Congratulations on the mess you made of things. I'm trying to reconstruct the air and all that brings. And oxidation is the compromise you own. But this is beginning to feel like the dog wants a bone. Say, your methods start the disconnect from all your creeds. As fortune strives to fill the vacuum that it feeds, but this is beginning to feel like the dog's lost the lead. Say,
The foreign exchange market. The market in which participants are able to buy, sell, exchange, and speculate on currencies. Foreign exchange markets are made up of banks, commercial companies, central banks, investment management firms, hedge funds, and retail forex brokers and investors. The forex market is considered to be the largest financial market in the world. The international currency exchange rate is the rate at which two currencies in the market can be exchanged. International currency exchange rates display how much of one unit of a currency can be exchanged for another currency. Currency exchange rates can be floating, in which case they change continually based on a multitude of factors. Alternatively, the exchange rates of some foreign countries are pegged or fixed to other countries, in which case they move in tandem with the currencies to which they are pegged.
And now, we're gonna go on over to oligopolies. Hello, once again, it's Dr. Patrick Boland here with my friend, hologram Dr. Matteo Galli, who is here to explain to us what the oligopoly is. Now, Mr. Galli, what would you say is an oligopoly? What do they do? And how do they do what they do? Please explain.
An oligopoly is a common market structure. It arises from the same forces that lead to monopoly, except in weaker form. It is an industry with only a small number of producers. A producer in such an industry is known as an oligopolist. When no one firm has a monopoly, but producers nonetheless realize that they can affect market prices, and the industry is characterized by imperfect competition. Some of the key issues in oligopoly can be understood by looking at the simplest case, a duopoly. If only two firms in the industry, each would realize that by producing more it would drive down the market price, so each firm would, like monopolists, realize that profits would be higher if it limited its production. One possibility is that the two companies will engage in collusion. Sellers engage in collusion when they cooperate to raise each other's profits. The strongest form of collusion is a cartel, an agreement by several producers that increases their combined profits by telling each one how much to produce.